Okay, so let's crack right on with what we'll be looking at here in this first DVD, which is the subject of triads or three-note chords. So what is a triad? Aside from being a three-note chord, a chord essentially being, multiple notes played at the same time, we can't just pick any three random notes and it be what you would consider a triad. If I picked, for example, this note, and this note, I don't think you'd consider that a triad in the traditional sense of the word. So what are the triads we're going to be talking about? Well, essentially we're going to start with major triads. I'm sure you're probably familiar with the term major chord. What does that entail? What does that mean in theoretical terms, and how do we apply that to the guitar? Essentially, if we're going to look at formulae, intervals and things like that, what you would want to learn to repeat is that a major chord is the root, the third and the fifth. Seems like a lot of technical jargon, right? How do we apply that to the actual instrument? How do we take that away from, how do we do something with that? What I'm going to do is just sort of play a C major scale for you. You can do this absolutely anywhere on the neck. It's really not important where you play it. You can play it on a single string. All that's important is that we're focusing on which notes we're playing. So when I say a major triad is the root, the third and the fifth, what that means is we're playing the first note of the scale, C in this case, the third note, 1, 2, 3, and then the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got our fifth note of the scale, the first, the third and the fifth. Now when I play those notes separately, it's a melodic pattern. Doesn't matter how I play that. When I play them melodically, nothing's really happening. It's when I play those three notes together that we have what would be called a chord, a triad. So I could play, that's the note C, E and G, the root, the third and the fifth in the key of C. And we could consider that a C major triad. And obviously this is where things get rather confusing. I can play the notes C, E and G absolutely anywhere on the fretboard. For argument's sake, why don't I say I'm going to play C here, E here and G there. Technically, I've got the notes of the C major triad there, so technically that's a C major chord, but it's kind of difficult to sort of play that one on the fly. So what we're really going to sort of focus on in this DVD is how we can learn the fingerboard in a systematic approach so that you can play C major triads methodically anywhere on the neck without any thought and hesitation. That's really going to be the key here, how you can recall all of these chords. It's absolutely useless knowing 1,000 chords if you need a book by your side every time you need to use one of them. I want you, by the end of this DVD, to have all of these committed to memory through basic fretboard visualization skills. So again, just to summarize, a major triad, the root, the third and the fifth of our major scale. Let's take a look at how we can play some of these chords all over the neck.